Design-build is a project delivery method that merges the designer and builder in one organization. It changes the traditional sequence of work. There is then a single point of responsibility in order to reduce risks and overall costs. It aims a better architectural process and it plays an important role in pedagogy, both at universities and collective. The design-build origins can be traced in the 19th century with John Ruskin, who engaged his students in a community service project for a road. The concept was elaborated with the Bauhaus Foundation and the academic work of the current director Walter Gropius. In the 50s, Buckminster Fuller, together with students from Yale, were building full-scale projects of dome buildings. In the 60s, humanitarian ideas were introduced within the academia. One of the first community service projects were that of Charles Moore and Yale students in New Zealand, Kentucky. The practice Jersey Devils from the 80s were influential in expanding the concept within the curriculum. Widely acclaimed was the Rural Studio at Auburn University for introducing students to the social responsibilities of the architecture. Currently, the interest in design-build in the field of education has gained popularity. To a large extent, those projects happen as a collaboration between academic institutions, NGOs, and locals. The most employed topologies are public buildings in disadvantaged neighborhoods or informal settlements. Although, in the most cases, the design-build projects refer to local traditions and traditional techniques, in the field of innovations, design-build is potent in terms of construction methods, fabrication technologies, and experimentation with building materials. It has been practiced by the schools both as an on-site and prototyping endeavor. Sustainability is a feature that appears in almost all design-build projects. It is rendered in terms of the building's energy performance during the life cycle, the implemented materials during construction, as well as the possibility for the building's deconstruction and further reuse. While the Cuban society undergoes economic, political, societal transformation and opening, design-build appears as an appropriate strategy for mutual exchange of values and knowledge between the Cubans, the educational sector, and outer partners, while maintaining the spirit of reinventing, recycling, and adaptation. However, one of the main setbacks that can be determined if we fantasize about design-build project in Cuba is the limited background in those types of projects within the educational institutions. We would suggest that the Cuban context is completely possible and pertinent for hosting a design-build project. Perhaps a collaborative experience with other institutions and organizations would make the process clearer. Important to note is that the best effectiveness of design-build is achieved when conducting an a priori research. The experience of design-build programs shows that the source for design inspiration could be born from understanding the culture and the place. Those projects benefit both from diversity and tradition. Therefore, key aspects remain the critical and sensitive appreciation of the local desires and needs, as well as a collaborative work underlined by mutual consensus.
Design-Build Exchange is an open access platform that provides tools for collaboration and promotes research and knowledge transfer that relates to design building activities. There are interdisciplinary collaboration enabled by this hybrid way of engaging with education. In the end, this building process goal is to produce sustainable and economically efficient structures. Info Central of dem Volkut was planned by architecture students as a design-build project in Berlin-Neukölln. The roof structure of this circular building is a grid of reused timber beams, and the walls consist of a system made of upcycled paper. It provides a place for the diverse actors active on the Volkut site to encounter exchange with each other and the neighborhood. This academic and local initiative was realized by students. The experimental process also explains the small-scale project as a result of limited equipment and facilities. In this design-building project, the actors involved have come together and defined common goals in an open mission statement process. The circular building questions resource-positive construction in an urban context and embodies a new method of architectural production for a post-consumer society. Tres Esencias is an intervention made by Albor Arquitectos. The project was made for the 13th Biennale of La Havana, based on an academic exercise about la construcción de los posibles. It is located in Cienfuegos, directly at the waterfront of the historic center. This key location that is the founding point of the city. The proposition of Tres Esencias is to relink people with elements of traditional local architecture that have been culturally forgotten. 3 prisms made of a metallic structure and cement panels painted white requalify the waterfront and its connection to the historic center of the city. It then reflects atmosphere of the parts and the traditional elements of housing used here. As a conclusion, this investment was assumed by the Department of Culture. However, the academic involvement was less present than with the Info Central project. The success and perennity of a design building project depends strongly on its effectiveness when conducting priori research and on the interdisciplinary collaborations. Design build as a group project benefits from diversity, and this hybrid way of engaging with education enables innovation and experimentation.